Oh, we're live. Hello. Welcome to Simon no茶の間. We're just waiting now for EricSurf6 to arrive. If you can hear me, say something in comments. I don't know what's going on. Who was that? Somebody pinging me? Is that Eric? It's Eric. Ah, he's just got home. That was Eric. He's just got home. If you can hear me. Hello, Mashu. Hello, Ty. Hello, Frederick, Natalie. Who else have we got? Oh, Daniel. I don't know whether Daniel may still be in the bushes. If you can hear me, if I'm just not talking to my reflection in the screen, please let me know in comments. Thank you. Hooray! There he is. But, oh, I shall play my music now. I have to play my intro music. Here he is.
Yes, 1, 2. Hello, Simon. Rock it, brother. What's up? What's up? Wasabi!
Hey, here we go. All the way he's come in straight from work, straight off the train. I can eat the rest of my burger now. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll join you. Yeah, I hit the convenience store on the way home.
It's always a good go-to.
Definitely going to be a mealtime.
It's epic mealtime with Simon no茶の間.
That's right. It's going to be epic. I got a chicken sandwich.
Oh.
What is this? This is cheese onion roll.
Oh, you've got a variety. I just have one thing.
What else? I've got some. You got to have a little bit of green, some edamame.
Oh yeah.
You know, all right.
Bit of salad.
Right.
Yeah, for me.
Soybeans. What else? What else? I thought I had a fish sandwich too. Oh,
you left it on the train.
Possible. No worries. No worries. I got a 6-pack. You said bring beer.
All right.
So,
I've just got some Belgian beer. So, I mean, I may have to go downstairs and get a refill.
Would you like to trade? I hear the Belgian beer is much better than this.
Yeah, this is 6%. I got you know.
6. Mine's 5.
Well, that's not bad.
Sounds good.
I'm just going to get some. Here we go. I want your rating on my burger.
All right.
It's got herbs in the meat.
Okay.
And it's juicy. The bun is a bit sort of naff.
All right. Well, take a bite. Take another bite and describe it to me. While I pour my beer here. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly. I think it was 75% genuine meat.
And you made that yourself?
I cooked it myself. Put it that way.
Okay.
No, I did. I just bought it at the supermarket raw.
Right. So you buy the patty and then you cook it yourself. And it's got the herbs and spices in it already.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit strapped for time. Oh, well, hang on. Yes.
All right. So first question, Simon. I'm interviewing you tonight.
Oh God. I've got 20 questions for you, and I've set up all my green screens, especially.
What do you do for a living? What is your day job?
My day job, God, it's so boring. My day job is I work as a part-time warehouse man.
Scuba diving instructor, is it? By the looks of your background.
No. This is for you to reminisce about what you were doing the other day.
You know what? Here's my mask and snorkel right here. I did do a little bit of I saw those fish. Yeah, I did do a little bit.
Oh, it's Eric! It's Eric! It's the fish.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's really it's only May here, as it is in everywhere in the world.
Generally, on the universe, yeah.
But the difference in the temperature between Tokyo and Okinawa is quite a bit. Maybe 7-8 degrees Celsius. So it basically feels like summer down there. It's humid already. It's warm. The sun's out. Whereas here, it's still springtime conditions in Tokyo.
And you were working during the day, presumably, or even working.
Yeah, I had a couple of juggling shows each day. One at 11, one at 3. So lots of free time. It was good.
Oh,
Cheers.
nice.
Drinking already.
Cheers, kanpai and all that business. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, wow. You speak Japanese.
Yeah, onigiri and konnichiwa and stuff like that.
Yeah. So how you been, Simon? Long time no see.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Yes, I think in last time I saw you, it was your cousin Earl.
Oh, could be. Yeah. He disappeared. I need to find him again.
Where is the man in a suit? It's hot. It's hot, Frederick, in my room. I've divested my jacket.
Are you reading comments?
Yeah, what you need to do is call up a tab and pop out comments.
Oh, how do I do that?
Call up a tab for YouTube.
Okay, I got the tab.
Find the show on my channel. Pop it out, and you can go to comments and then pop out comments.
How many people are watching right now?
I'm embarrassed. It's 4.
You have that data?
4 at the moment.
40,000? Wow, man, you have got quite the following. 40,000.
How hot is it? My burger is lukewarm. No. How hot is what?
I am impressed. Yeah.
So, right, we'll do tit for tat questions. Okay. All right. First question. Yeah. I need to change my background. Hang on. Where have I put it? Where's it gone?
Yeah, the background's getting a little annoying.
Yeah, there we go. Here's the new background. All right. Related to this question is.
Oh. Wow.
What goes through your mind during a bungee jump?
Wow. You did your homework.
What goes through your mind during a bungee jump besides the contents of your stomach?
That's a good question. I've bungee jumped in Japan about half a dozen times. There's about, I think there's 6 sites in Japan now, and there's a new one that just opened up in China that I really want to go to. It's the highest bungee jump in the world.
Oh my god!
It measures in at 240 something meters. It's
240 meters.
Yeah, and here's the kicker. I know the guy that runs that's the boss of the company, and he's invited me to come and jump it anytime I like. So I'm seriously thinking about doing a China bungee trip. How cool would that be, right? All right, but so what was the question again?
What goes through your mind as you're falling?
Well, the hardest part is taking the initial jump, right? You're on the platform, and then you keep edging out, right? The further you edge out, the sketchier it gets, because you can see that you're going into the abyss, right? You're going to be going into jumping off into nothing. And then they give you a countdown. They go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bungee, and that's your cue to lean forward or take a leap out.
Or wet your pants and crawl back.
Yeah. So basically, you do it. If you don't do it, like a lot of the girls there's a lot of people that bail out. So basically, you have to take the plunge. That's the hardest part. It is on cue, actually taking the leap, because they won't push you or shove you or anything. You have to do it on your own consent, right? So after you take the jump, then there's a whole nother ball game that's happening, right? So you've jumped, and basically for about the next 5 seconds, you feel like you're plunging to your death, right? You can see the ground coming up very quickly. And honestly, there's a feeling that it's going to be over. That's what it feels like. And then slowly, very slowly, you feel this tugging at your legs, and you decelerate, and you get going really slow, and you can get really focused, and you can see everything very clearly for like a second.
Yeah.
And then it goes the opposite way. Then it jerks you back up again, and then it's full on insanity again, because it jerks you up, and it doesn't jerk you straight up. It jerks you sort of like diagonal, or it's wacky. You go all over the place, and that first one going back up is just everybody needs to experience it. So basically, it's 3 things. it's 3 intense things happening in less than a minute.
Oh
that makes bungee what it is.
Oh.
And then the whole thing's over in 2 minutes. The subsequent going up and down, they're not as serious as the first one. And once you've experienced the first, jolt back up, the second one's not really that much of a big deal, right? It's the first one because you're surprised. But yeah, bungees. I mean, I think everybody should try it. It's it's not as heavy as skydiving. I mean, I haven't done skydiving yet, but it's cheaper and it's I don't know. You feel like you have a safety net, right? The cord is attached to your legs, right? Yeah. So with skydiving, I haven't had the balls to do that yet, to be honest.
Well, my mother on her 70th birthday, the present we got for her was skydiving.
Oh, on her 70th. Oh, you're awesome, Simon.
Yeah, I mean, I've been outdone by my mother. Well, she's not a surprise. Yeah,
I bungee jumped with my father at around. He was about the same age, and it was the same thing. I gave it to him as a gift, and he went for it.
Wow.
Yeah. Got video of it. There's a video of it somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So you bungee jumped then, right?
No, never. I mean, I just get nervous looking at it. What? Sorry. This is not my bungee jump. No, this my homework consisted of finding somebody else doing this on the internet.
Okay, I'm with you. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, it's your turn now. Yes, go on.
What's the most daring physical feat that you have ever attempted?
I can talk about alive on the most daring physical feat.
Yeah,
was I think wild water rafting. I've done. That was I think. In Wales.
You have river rafting there?
Yeah, I mean it's not in the same league as the stuff you've done, but it was fairly hairy. I should imagine. Well, I thought it was anyway.
All right,
but
well, good on you for trying that.
Yeah,
my son, who's age 20 now, he's a river rafting guide in California.
Oh, right.
But he does for like a part-time job.
Is that dude's got it?
Yes, that's his YouTube channel. Although he doesn't post anything there.
Yeah,
he's become an Instagrammer now. That's what the kids do.
That's what we do. Yeah, I do that as well. Yeah, so that leads. I mean, that leads into several questions.
All right, segue time.
Segue time. Segue. Oh God, I'm lost here. Where are we?
And this, you want me to comment on the photo in the background?
You could, yes.
I think this is the Minakami bungee jump. Very first one I did.
I fooled you there. I have fooled you. This is some bloke in New Zealand somewhere.
Oh, okay, well, close enough. It looks similar.
It all looks the same when you see the white light and you're approaching death.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I see water and I see a raft, and it's the same animal.
Yeah. I shall segue into my next question, which will result in. And here we are in Las Vegas, of all places.
Woohoo!
Which is where you were eating it up the other day, or at least that was on. I don't know. Was that an old upload that was sitting on your computer, or were you actually in Las Vegas before Okinawa? I can't remember.
I was. Well, yeah. I mean, here's the deal with my upload schedule. I have a month's worth of content that is, what do you call it, scheduled ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So the Las Vegas trip happened a month ago, basically.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And
I mean, that's the way it really needs to be organized and not taking. I can't be doing a video like on the spot anymore. No. I have editors and stuff that work for me and take care of that, because I still have my day job too. I'm a teacher.
That's right. Yes, I mean that's another question that we'll.
Right, but let's keep on the Las Vegas theme here. Las Vegas is my favorite city in the world. I would go as far to say that.
All right.
And the video that you've seen as of like today, the posting date of this video, was a buffet that I did in it was a hotel buffet in Las Vegas, and they've got some of the best buffets in the world in Vegas, in good value. So, yeah. And I have one more video coming up of Las Vegas, one more food video. It's called the Heart Attack Grill. How's that for the name?
Yes. Well, this is also a nice segue into another question.
Sure.
Did you actually see the questions? I don't remember whether you
Yeah,
actually.
I did. I had a chance to look at them. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
cool.
I did.
Cool, because the relating to the eating and Eric Mealtime. I noticed that Eric Mealtime videos take up like 15, 20 minutes, and they're quite sort of full, I should say. And yet you said in one of your question and answer, Ask EricSurf6, that your favorite videos to make were the adventure videos, yet they only lasted like a few minutes. So, I mean,
I've never seen that question, and it's a bit of a dilemma, really, Simon. Because the content that I used to produce on the channel that was popular and that made my channel rise to a certain level was the tricks and puzzles, and they were very short videos. Very rarely over, say, 2 minutes. And I was able to garner like a large audience of very young people, teenage.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, right? a lot of people asking the questions were all for the kids, kind of thing. Yeah.
So, and that was all fine and good and stuff, and I did pretty well with the AdSense then. But with the meal times, I mean, basically, it's too hard to show a meal in 2 minutes. We just the highlights, and I find that people enjoy the longer content and sort of enjoying the experience of a whole meal, I guess, if you can call it that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, that's how I suspected that would be the case, But
and it's closer to like real time, so there's a little bit of storytelling that goes along with it. So now my audience has completely changed. So these like teenagers that used to watch are gone now, and now my audience, the main demographic, is 25 to 34. So it's matured, just like that, from changing to a longer form content. And the other reason is because YouTube, supposedly in their algorithm, from what I've been told from my partner manager, is that longer form content does better if, and that's a big if, you can keep the people watching your content through say more than half of it. Yeah. So if you got a 20-minute video and they watch
audience, stay here. Stay here, audience. Sorry.
Oh, did we lose somebody?
No. I'm just making. Oh, yes, we did. We had 6 viewers.
What did we go from? We went from 60,000 to 50,000 in just that one question.
Yes, I should learn marketing. Yeah.
Maybe I need to keep it briefer. It's harsh.
Right. So yes, so basically, yeah. You.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to tell my story a little bit, because I've been on YouTube a long time. And my channel has evolved, and YouTube has evolved. So I'm trying to sort of change with what how YouTube has changed, and longer form content, people are watching it. And food, everybody can relate to. I mean, it's the low bearing fruit, if you'll say, right?
Yeah.
If you pick it, people will watch it, because we all relate to food all over the world. So any type of food video you do has everybody's interest, I think.
Okay. Well, I shall try and persuade Tomoko Des next week. Besides yoga, we shall do some cooking or something.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, because we all have to eat. So, and for some reason, Japanese cuisine does really, really well. And
I wonder why. It could be because it's good. I don't know. Related to this background as well. You see in the corner here, there's a lady.
Okay, yeah, back to entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lady.
Who's the hottie on the lower left there? The redhead.
Eva Vida. Have you ever heard of her?
I haven't, but I feel like I should know who she is, because I've been in the juggling world a long time. That's
right. And I mean, the reason for the backdrop really was the question related to, and also possibly to your demographics of your channel, was that you mentioned once on an Ask EricSurf, too much beer, Ask EricSurf6 video.
Wow, you dug deep, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah, that your analytics a few years ago said that 80% of your viewers were male. I just wondered whether that was still the case. But also, then I looked up. Well, it's curious. I don't really know many women jugglers or women magicians, and so I had to actually search quite hard to find any. And this is one of them. She's apparently quite.
That's why I like you, Simon. I knew there was something about you.
So yeah, I mean, female jugglers. Have you come across many, and do you know any, and why do you think there aren't that many?
I do know a few,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, from like guys to girls, it's probably like 80-20, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they do exist, and there are some really good female jugglers.
Mm.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's
audience. Why do you think there are less female jugglers than male jugglers? I mean,
I don't think anybody has any idea. But performers in general, comedians, magicians, whatnot, it's probably 80-20 male to female, I would say.
It's kind of a thing.
Maybe it's like 90-10. That's just the nature of the business, I think. All across the board, not just jugglers.
Yeah, it's kind of a
I mean, I had a 15-year career in Japan as a juggler, so I've met all sorts of people from all walks of life, male and female both, and yeah, that's from all I've seen in that 15 years. I would say it's about 80-20 or 90-10.
There's a comment here from Mashu who says smaller hands ? I was researching, and it is apparently to do with the actual physical nature of juggling as well, that less women take it up. For example, for magicians, particularly the ones that like to sort of produce things from their pockets and up their sleeves, and women's clothing is not ideally suited to hiding doves and such like.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I agree. You need a big bulky jacket. Women can't get away with wearing those, right? They got to wear dresses, like your lady there in the.
There was one famous female magician who was renowned for wearing slinky dresses and still producing doves from somewhere. So we won't ask.
Well, she's my hero, whoever she is. Yeah, pull her photo up. So what else? You got any other questions about entertainment?
Entertainment. Yes. Well, we're still on. We've got the clubs here swinging about. Yeah. You obviously have just done 3 days in Okinawa. My question is: does your juggling get rusty if you don't juggle for a while, or is it just second nature?
That question. The answer is yes, but as an aging performer, I can get away with it more. Meaning, I don't have to juggle as many balls. Say like,
oh, excuse me.
I can do, like the most I can do is 5, right?
Yeah.
But if I take that down to 4, I can do a much better quality, higher quality show. Yeah. So I know. I mean, after I juggle 3 balls, if the routine goes well, then I'll do 4, and if that goes well, then I'll go for the 5. But if
everybody in the audience going 6,
I'll stop it at 4. Yeah. So I mean, I can control it. Yeah. And the audience doesn't really know the difference. So basically more talk and less technique is what happens as an aging performer, at least for me. But there's other performers that, I mean, that's their thing. They want to try to keep the technique up, and they do. And I mean, I admire them. I mean, that's what they practice 3-4 hours a day. Some of them.
Wow.
The top tier guys, the A-list. Call them the A-listers. I'm more of a B-lister. I'm not working in.
Oh, I don't know.
U.S. and Ryan. I mean, Japan's an easy market. It's soft. So, anyway,
what have I got?
That's
I'm just back in my room.
Oh
yes.
Hey, I bought a car from that guy.
Yes, that's right. I was just going to say. Would you recommend buying a car from this guy? He's busy today, apparently. He can't join.
Yeah, he gave me a good deal. And and that's one thing about Japan, is that secondhand cars are an amazing value. They're cheap. They don't have a lot of resale value in Japan for some reason. But so you can get a really good deal on a secondhand car, and it will last for several years into the future. And that's all across the board, pretty much. I mean, basically,
they look after them quite well. I mean,
they do. Yeah, people take care of cars, and but they don't have a high resale value after a couple of years. The value just goes like boom, plummets. So
Ty is asking, Ty Naka from somewhere in America, I can't remember Ty, sorry, is asking, have you been surfing in Hawaii? And if you have, where?
Great question. What's his name? Ty?
Ty.
Yeah. And I used to go to Hawaii every year for, this is back in my 20s, right? And when I was in college, I would say I went for 10 consecutive years, maybe 8 consecutive years. I went to Hawaii every winter to ride the big waves. 8 consecutive winters. Yeah, more or less. For a month, and I would stay for a whole month on the North Shore, where it's the biggest waves in the world. So, yeah.
All right,
great training. I mean, and essentially that's where I learned how to ride big waves, which is it's a huge adrenaline rush.
I mean, that leads me into actually my second question, which I skipped over. If you hadn't discovered bodyboarding and surfing when you were a kid in California, what would you have done to get a rush? I'd say.
Wow. That's a good question. I'm not really sure, Simon. I mean, maybe perhaps skateboarding, something related. Maybe snowboarding, skiing. I like action sports, so yeah, something. One of the other board sports. Let's just say, I probably would have gotten into. Yeah, I feel drawn to board sports. So, skiing, snowboarding, wakeboarding is one of them. Skateboarding, surfing, body surfing. That's not a board sport, but yeah, I'm drawn to water sports as well too. I love this background you got going here. This is.
Do you recognize any of this?
My father used to do yachting. I mean, he was into doing regattas, and I was just a kid at the time, and he'd take us with him.
What do you eat? He's eating peppers, Phyllis.
Yeah, here. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, this is what they are.
Oh, no, edamame, not edamame.
Yeah, I gotta get my greens. Beans. Are we good?
Not peppers. No. Terribly sorry. No, this is Shonan. Your neck of the woods.
I've been to the island a lot. Yeah, this is very close to where I live. Maybe 20 minutes away.
Yeah, one of my questions was I mean, I stayed in Shonan for my first visit to Japan, and for a few days, but never made it to Enoshima or Kamakura. But besides those two places, what places in Shonan would you say are sort of good to see?
Well, let's see. Enoshima and Kamakura are to the east. But I'd say go to the other side. So go to the west of Shonan, which is either Odawara or Hakone, Mount Fuji.
Hakone.
Yeah, go the other way. It's the same bay. It's a Sagami Bay. It goes kind of like this. Right, and you got Enoshima right in the middle, and Kamakura's out here. So the other side is Odawara, and you go up into the hills a little bit, and it's Hakone. So a lot of like hot springs, things like that.
I obviously
Beautiful.
I obviously missed out. The most I saw in Shonan was Atsugi Naval Air Base.
Yeah, well, in my area, those are the places.
Yeah.
And climb Mount Fuji. I think everybody should climb Mount Fuji if you're here in the summer.
Or at least go up a few stations anyway.
Right. Sure. If you have the time. So how many times have you been to Japan, Simon?
3 now. 3. And hopefully 4 this year. It all depends on a certain lady in Yamaguchi. And I must wave to my friend in Hong Kong. Who will be?
Wait, back up a second. Who's the certain lady in Yamaguchi? Hang on a second.
This is question time. Yes, it's my lady friend in Yamaguchi. Phyllis in the audience knows exactly who I'm talking about. It's Phyllis's pen friend from years ago, and she introduced us, and that's one of the reasons I went to Japan.
A pen friend, you call her?
Well, she was a pen friend of my friend Phyllis, and is now more than that for me. So,
well, that's wonderful. Well, that's exactly what you need in Japan, is somebody to show you around.
Yes.
So I have an open invitation to you to come and hang out in my area. I'll take you around for a day or two.
Oh, cool. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're perfectly welcome to come here, but I mean, I mean, I can take you to some really nice cities. I mean, here in Belgium, there are some nice things to see.
Well, you live in I thought you lived in the UK. You're in Belgium?
Well, no, despite the accent, I'm British, but I've lived in Belgium for 20 years. There,
okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. I should know that. Wow.
Let's talk about your lady friends, Eric, says Phyllis.
Okay, bring it on.
Yeah, well, that leads me nicely into a question. You say you have editors and so forth, but one of my questions was, how much does your camera operator charge for filming you, and has she ever considered starting her own channel?
Well, okay, so we're talking about camera operators.
Yes,
not editors, as opposed to editors, because I mean I have both. I have a lot of fans. Let's just say friends, people that watch my channel that enjoy what I do, and they volunteer their services to either shoot video or help me edit a little bit.
Are you listening, audience? Raises my hand.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, there's not just one camera person. As many people. And there's half a dozen. And editors, I have 3 editors right now.
Wow.
One of whom is my son. So, did that answer the question, or
I don't know, Phyllis? Did that answer the question, or were you looking for something juicier? I don't know. Oh, we're still in Shonan. Where do we? Oh, yes. Well, yeah. Segueing backwards now. You thought I was English, or was it from the UK? I am from the UK. So
okay. Well, I'm glad I got that part right.
Let's go to the UK.
Let's talk about food.
Let's go to the UK. Have you ever also in one of your EricSurf6 Ask videos? Someone asks you, where would you still like to go? And one of the places, there was a whole boatload of places, all quite exotic, and then England.
Yeah,
happened to be one of them. And I'm just wondering, since making that question and answer video, have you ever been to England? Did it rain? And did you have an English cuisine?
Is that London Bridge? Is that the London Bridge in the background?
That's London Bridge in the rain.
Wow. I have never been to Europe actually yet.
Ah.
And furthermore, I have relatives living in England, London, I believe. Mm-hmm. But I do not know really who they are. And
it's like, so we won't go into that.
I mean, I haven't. Supposedly, my sister says, who's been a couple times, she says I have an open invitation to go visit.
Oh, nice.
And they've seen my videos, so whatever. But I mean, I guess I should go. I don't mind a bit of rain.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
can't. I mean, I'm a surfer. I can get wet. So yeah, I would love to go. And what is that? What is the food there on the bottom right of the screen?
That is a fry up. That's an full English breakfast. It's like equivalent to a heart attack on a plate.
So that's a breakfast.
That's a breakfast. That's English breakfast. The sort of thing you get in bed and breakfasts and cheap hotels. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the mushrooms and the tomatoes. I like the beans. I would eat that.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Right. Looks all right. So I have a question for you as far as English cuisine.
Okay. I shall try my best.
What exactly is a Ploughman's Lunch? How would you describe that?
I would describe that as an advertising campaign from the 1970s, which was instigated by British pubs. It's basically.
Is it like a work? Is it like a bento in Japan, like a workman's?
Yeah, it's kind of that was how it was. That was how it was sold. It was put together by British pubs in the 70s, and they thought, what can we do? We've got a bit of apple, we've got a bit of cheese, we've got a bit of bread, a bit of lettuce and tomato, and a bit of pork pie or whatever. We can throw that all together. It doesn't cost as much to make it, and it's dead easy. What could we call it? So they called it a Ploughman's Lunch, and people thought, oh yeah, traditional, sort of what farmers used to eat in the olden days, kind of thing. And people bought it. You know, they oh yeah, that's great. We'll have that. So yeah,
what kind of bread is it served on?
Well, there's the bread. It doesn't come like a sandwich. It's the bread it just comes with it. It's like a chunk of. It's rather nice. The bread is kind of like freshly baked, usually a bun style, wholemeal, not just a slice of bread. Yeah.
So you put it together yourself.
Yeah, but it's cheap that way for the pubs. They can just throw all these ingredients onto a plate, bit of Stilton cheese.
Oh, okay, I'm with you. So it's buffet style.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, but I mean, you're being conned a bit when you think, oh, this is a traditional English meal.
Well, I mean, my grandmother used to talk about it, and I never knew what a Ploughman's Lunch was. She talked about it all the time. I was like, well, what is it? I never understood when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, well, when you come to England, you'll have to ask for a Ploughman's Lunch.
It was always tea and crumpets, or tea and scones, which are the most disgusting thing in the world.
Oh, I don't know about that. We've offended half the English.
What is a scone? It's a disgusting piece of bread that crunchy, and it doesn't have any flavor. There's no sugar in it. What is this?
Well, that's what the lashings of Devon cream and strawberry jam are for. Yeah. Blue-eyed Sin Phyllis says Eric certainly likes things in his mouth. Well, yes, is Eric Epic Mealtime. Phyllis, you should check that out.
I've been traveling for the last 6 hours. I didn't get a chance to have dinner, so please excuse my. I mean, it's what I do. It's what made me popular on YouTube. Is eating on camera. So.
What's up? That's my video.
I lost. Yeah.
I'm in a dark background. I'm in a dark place.
Give us the background.
There we go. We've got Japanese juggling here. We're going backwards here. Going backwards.
I like that. All right, hang on. One more thing about British food before we move on. Okay, is that right? Okay, so you do have some really amazing food in the UK, and that's got to be fish and chips, right? That's got to be the number one thing to go to. Yeah. Standard, or I mean, it's delicious.
I mean, it's like it's kind of like everybody's heard of like fish and chips kind of thing. Yeah.
How often would you eat fish and chips?
If I was in England, this is going back a long time ago. I would have that. Maybe once a month, something like that. Me personally, but I mean, it's if you go to the pub regularly and you've had a few and you get the screaming munchies, after you come out of the pub, and a nice load of fish and chips, it just goes down well.
Okay, I'm with you. Once a month. Okay. Yeah. You see, if I went to England, I would probably eat it, twice a week, because that's all you got there, right?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll have a Ploughman's Lunch.
Spotted
I'll have a scone. I'll have a scone in the morning, and then definitely fish and chips in the evening, right? With lots of what do you call it? Beer? Or do you call it piss?
Ooh.
What do you call it?
Ale.
Oh,
God.
Ale. All right, I'm sorry. That's right. You guys are above the Australians. Sorry about that. Ale.
Right. Well, why have I got this background? Why have I got? Oh, this was just.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. This was. You did your show just in Okinawa. Well, the question is, did you do it in Japanese? Because I noticed that on your videos, when you show yourself doing your live shows, your live juggling acts, it's to a Japanese audience in Japanese. So was this the case in Okinawa?
Well, it was a bit tricky because probably 30–40% of the audience was Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese travelers now going to the South Islands. And I mean, I can't really speak Chinese very much, a little bit, because I've been there twice, and it's hard to tell the difference between Japanese faces and Chinese faces. I mean, right? Unless they're having communication among themselves. I know the difference of the language, but and there was even some Caucasian people there as well, too. A like Western people like to go to, South locations where, you have the beautiful beaches and stuff. So I used mostly Japanese, but I also spoke some English and a little Chinese. It was 3 languages.
Oh, right.
And it was received really well.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I ask is, you're obviously fluent in Japanese, having lived there and raised children there and so on. But your channel, whether this is entirely intentional, is almost exclusively in English. And have you ever considered producing Japanese content for a Japanese YouTube audience?
Well, let's see. As of my latest YouTube analytics demographics data, let me pull it up right here on my cell phone. Just pretend this is my cell phone.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, here I got the light. You see, it's lighting up. It says 4.9% of my audience is in Japan. That's a pretty low number, Simon.
Ah, yes. So, I mean, yeah, based on that, you would.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the stats within the last month or so, but I'm pretty certain that, say, 60% of the audiences are native English speakers, 70%. So that's why I produce content in English, because that seems like that's what the audience can understand. And furthermore, like, there's a lot of other, say, like, what do you call them? Not non-native speaking audience people that watch.
Yeah.
And if a video has a lot of hits, like it gets up to 1 million or something, then I'll go ahead and put the English subtitles on the bottom and make sure that they're perfect. I'll do them myself or have somebody do them. So it's not the auto-generated ones. And I find that helps a lot too, because if they can follow the English and read along instead of trying to hear, they can do both. They can hear and read at the same time. You get more of an understanding for a video. So I have done that for all of my big videos, like my top, say, 20. And I find that that's helped for sure. But some people have asked me, but that being said, some people have asked me to do Japanese content, but honestly, I don't think it would do that well. I mean, it's kind of a novelty thing. Like, once in a while, I don't mind doing it, but I would have to put the English titles. I'd have to translate back into English so that people could read and see what's going on.
Yeah, you could. Well, you could delegate that to all your employees.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, I don't mind doing it. Maybe in the future, I'll do one with my son. We'll just speak all Japanese, and they can just absorb it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, but it's a good question, because I mean, since the language that I use in my day-to-day life here, I would say is more Japanese than English. And even though I'm an English teacher, a lot of my students are low level, and if I speak English to them, it's like staring at a wall. There's no reaction. It's just
a bit like me, my Japanese class, when the teacher speaks Japanese to me, like,
right, yeah. So right, and just daily life in Japan. I mean, I've been here 20 years, so it makes a lot more sense to rely on Japanese rather than English to get things happening and to get a conversation or whatever it is I need done, my business taken care of. So yeah.
Okay, your turn.
All good. Yeah, I got a question for you. What is that mic? Let me try to. Well, I can only see me. Yeah, that. What is that mic that you have?
This was kindly given to me by Robert Olddude when I was with the 3 old dudes. It's a blue snowball.
Okay, I've heard of that mic.
Yeah, it's not quite as fantastic as a Blue Yeti, but it's okay. I can get a nice voice going with it. So
I like that close up deep voice. Yeah, it's good. All right, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I haven't invested in like a really good sort of close up USB mic for. Well, I don't do podcasts like you do, but
yeah, I mean, one thing I did notice with this thing is this connection is not fantastic. And when I was doing my advert or the various adverts I've done for the show, and when I transfer this to the editor, I get a sort of a crackle. I don't know whether you noticed that sort of in the advert.
Who's that guy down at the bottom?
Who is that?
Oh, hello.
Who's that other guy? Who's that other fella in there?
Molly.
What's say there, Eric? Long time.
Been a long time. I'll drink to that.
Hey, Manami-san. I'm just waving to my friend, my piano player friend in Tokyo.
All right. Welcome to the party, Jim.
Yeah, I'm drinking Zippo lighter fluid.
Okay.
I haven't smoked for 2 years, but I've got a can of lighter fluid here. I don't know what to do with it.
Oh yeah,
I can light up
pour it on your guitar and do a Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, there we go. No, I just had I got a few minutes, but I got a lesson at 9:30. I just want to drop in and say hello.
Hello. Well, it's good to see you.
Hello.
Okay, we lost him.
Yeah. A little birdie told me you were going to call me.
Oh, it's not me.
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to hook up. I want to come see you next month and go make a video of the Brazilian burger place in Shizuoka.
Sure.
If that's all right with you.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Of course. You're always welcome down here, Eric. You know that.
Awesome. Yeah. Is that, do I hear a little bit of the Big Paul accent there?
Yeah,
howdy, what's say there? You come on down here, fella.
So about that car that you sold me, it was about a year ago.
Well, I tell you what, you go on
major transmission problems, and yeah, I had to junk it.
Well, I tell you what, life's a lot simpler if you plow around the stumps there, fella.
Okay, well, yeah, I've moved on from that, but it was fun making the video.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to get ready for my lesson. I just want to jump in and say hi, Eric. So, yeah.
Cheers, man.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Thanks for stopping by.
Call me.
Okay. All right.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
See you, Jim.
Call him. I don't even have his phone number. How would I call him?
The power's not funny. Oh, that's Phyllis and Jim. They have a history. So
yeah, it's all good.
What's going on, Ed? Ed, you're late again. This is that.
Is that Ed? What Ed is that? Is that the Ed that I know?
Ed tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Ed.
Yeah, Ed. It's Eric. Ed. Eric. Where was I? I've lost questions. Question number.
What question are we on? There's 20 of them. Right?
Yeah,
you promised me we'd be done in 30 minutes. How are we doing so far?
Did I? I did not promise that.
All right.
I've got to squeeze an hour out of this. You know?
It's okay because I still have beer left here, so
I may have to leave you and go and get my other beer, but no.
You have my full and undivided attention.
Okay, right. This is a serious question. A serious question. You've been on YouTube for 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah. And what have been the main changes to the platform, both positive and negative, that you have come across in that time? Could you summarize?
Yeah, sure. Basically, what happens is when YouTube makes a change, everybody complains because they don't like change. And then after a while, the change that they implement and they fix all the bugs and stuff makes YouTube's platform a better place to be. So, I mean, almost in all cases, YouTube gets better over time for sure. So, yeah. Although there's one feature that they got rid of that I was really, really bummed about, and that was when they got rid of the video response feature.
Yes, I agree.
Because I could do interactive stuff with my audience and ask them to make a video response doing the trick or puzzle, say, that I was doing in the video, and then I would choose like some of the best ones and do a giveaway. And you could easily view them right under your video. They were there. You could see the thumbnails of them stacked up.
That's right. Yeah.
Really organized, and everybody got in there and looked at each other's videos. There was a lot of audience, like interaction, and that feature went away because it was too spammy. There were people that were putting videos under really popular creators' videos that had nothing to do with the video, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, I understand why they did away with it, but in my case, for some of the stuff that I did, it really helped my channel, I think, become more community like.
Well, then the most viewed video on my channel before I changed the name and everything and started doing all this malarkey was a video response to Caffeine Jedi. I don't know whether you've heard of Caffeine Jedi, but she made a video cooking with pasta or something, a drunken cooking video. So I made a video response, and middle-aged dad cooks, sweet pasta or something like that, and I've got over 1,000 views over 5 years. But
right? I mean, right? The function had value for sure, right?
But I mean, in general, you feel that everything is actually sort of incrementally better, getting better. Yeah.
Totally. YouTube has evolved. I mean, look at all the commercial content. Look at all of the television content that's on YouTube now. When we first started, that didn't exist. It was it was you and me tube. As in,
oh yeah, well, I quite like that aspect of it still. I mean, that's
well, I mean, and listen, it still exists, right? They haven't pushed us away and out. They know that's what it is. That's a big thing. I believe honestly that they have tried to take care of us through. There's a whole bunch of different avenues and things that they've developed, like the YouTube space places around the world that you can go to if you're in a big city. And I mean, if you have a certain amount of subscribers, you can get a YouTube manager that will help you and keep in touch with you. YouTube puts on a lot of events. They spend a lot of money basically for me and you. So I think it's going to be around for a while in the future.
Certainly, I mean, that goes nicely.
The question. I mean, definitely, it's been for the better than the worse. How YouTube has evolved.
Yeah, that goes nicely into question number something or other, which is in the middle of this list. Blah 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 blah. Yes, do we have to be mad to be YouTubers? No, that wasn't the question. That is quite apparent. Anyway, I stopped watching TV around 2010. And my
8 years you've been off TV.
Yeah, kind of. I have a digital TV reception thing that just gathers dust. Apart from when my parents come to visit and they watch TV. But my youngest son just watches Netflix on his phone or on the TV. My eldest son doesn't bother with TV at all. And I just get the sense that TV has been superseded. It's no longer the go-to place to watch stuff. And would you say this is also the case in Japan?
Yeah, it's the same thing in Japan, but it's a gradual decline, and I think TV is never going to go away because they're too powerful. They can coexist together, and or possibly they're going to merge in the future. Whereas TV, maybe it's going to be streaming, watch on demand, any TV show that you want. I mean, that's what Netflix is doing in Hulu, right? Yeah. So I think eventually network television or the big cable channels like Disney or whatever, they're gonna merge with possibly YouTube or whatever streaming, Amazon, whoever's doing it, and it's just going to be another method for delivery. Because I think what people want is delivery. What do you call it?
On demand.
On demand. Yeah, they want to see it, in real, when they want to watch it. That's the problem with TV, is that you have to watch it at a scheduled time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean that's
right. And if it is at a scheduled time, you have to watch the commercials. You can't skip them. There's no ad blocking unless you DVR it, right? Or you skip it through Hulu or Netflix.
Or going to make a cup of tea.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, like my father. He's funny. He sits in his chair. He's like this, and he says he actually enjoys the commercials. And get this, and it's like, well, you really enjoy the commercials? He's like, well, let me rephrase. He goes, I enjoy the commercials because that allows me to use my mind and work on my crossword puzzle for a minute or two. That's like, it's brilliant because he's 91 years old. Yeah. And as soon as that commercial comes up, he hits pause. He's got his remote control right here. He hits the pause, not the mute button.
Yeah.
On his remote control. So he has full concentration to do his crossword puzzle for whatever it is. I don't know how long's the commercial, minute and a half. And then when he notices that his tennis game has come back on, he goes volume and he puts it down and he's back into it. Oh. It's brilliant.
Oh, it's like food for the mind. Well, it's healthier than having a snack.
He's a TV guy. He's a TV guy. He's not going to stream stuff on the internet. Although
it's like my parents when they come to visit. I could call up any program they wanted online, but no. Let's just have the television.
Right? Yeah. Right. and do they watch the commercials? They sit through them.
Well, I can't get British commercial TV in Belgium. I can just get BBC, so they're spared.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. So let me ask you this: why did you move to Belgium?
A lady.
You like living in a foreign country? I mean, I love living in a foreign country, but
I mean, I checked out Belgium once. I acquired a Belgian lady friend. I decided I better check out the country. And it seemed okay. The second industrialized nation on earth, so it was fairly sort of civilized.
I've heard nothing but good things about Belgium, and I've met Belgian people here, entertainers in Japan, and they seem wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, like every country, it has a sort of like downsides and stuff, but on the whole, it's rather pleasant. And yes, so I moved because of a lady, and we got married and had children, and now we're separated. But my kids, I've got to go and pick my youngest son up in a couple of hours.
How old are your kids? Boys, girls?
Both
two, right?
boys, and both boys.
Both boys. Same as me. I've got two boys.
Yeah, about the same age as yours, 19 and 17.
Okay, mine are 20 and 16. So yeah, really close.
Yeah.
And we're about the same age. I'm 53. How old are you?
52.
Wow, we share a lot in common there.
Yes, except jumping off bridges. I don't do that at all. It's not my thing.
You could. I mean, you're attached to a cord. You're attached to a cord, Simon.
Yes. I was attached to a cord once, and then they cut it, and
That's right.
and I came falling out into the world. What happened then?
Hopefully, the bungee cord's a little more sturdy than that. Yeah. Well, whatever.
What do you mean? Pardon, Natalie? Did I? Pardon.
Yeah.
I think they should hook up. Well, I've been invited. I've been invited to show now.
So, personal question: Are your sons living with you, or
it's kind of they more or less live with their mother.
You share custody then, because you're both in Belgium, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just about 10 kilometers down the road, so I mean, they're
so you live close. Oh, that's great. Good for you, man. That's the way it should be. Yeah, my situation is similar. See, I'm not divorced from my wife, but I'm separated, and I live 2 kilometers down the road. Oh,
that's handy.
Maybe even closer.
Yeah.
I don't know kilometers that well, even though I'm living in Japan forever. So it's 5 minutes away.
So dude's got it. He's actually now in America, presumably.
Yes, he has moved to America, and he is enjoying himself.
Wow.
From his online presence that I see, I can't really judge it from
he
anything.
Doesn't phone you, Dad,
He's picking and choosing what he's showing to me.
That is the advantage of online, communication.
Yeah, but no, I think I'm proud of him. I think he's done pretty well for himself after being raised in Japan in an all Japanese language and school environment. Being able to make the transition to America into an all English speaking environment, I think he's done okay.
And the youngest son is still in Japan, presumably.
Yes, he's in high school. He's in his 3rd year.
I mean,
so he'll be graduating and going to university.
Is he looking sort of outside of Japan, or you think he would probably stay there?
I think he's going to stay in Japan. Yeah, he seems to like Japan more. But whatever, it's his choice. I support him either way. And
I think my youngest said, he'd quite like to, live in England. Or my oldest, I can't remember, is it youngest or oldest? But I mean, because we go there regularly, sort of twice a year, and they really like going there, and they can speak fluent English, so no problem that way. But I don't see them generally moving there. I think they will probably stay in Belgium. Yeah,
I see. So do you speak Dutch as well too?
Yes.
You're bilingual.
Yeah, I mean, it took me about a year and a half to sort of get fluent. And when we had the children, we decided that we would like to give them a dual language thing. So we started talking English exclusively to our oldest son until we were told, no, you have to speak Dutch as well. So otherwise,
right. Well, that's huge if you plan to stay there long term. I think you need to have bilingual happening. Yeah. Well, good.
Right. I think I've run out of questions. Actually, what have I missed? We've done the age. We've done this. The YouTube channels. We don't do. Yeah, big poll. I think we've covered everything there, Eric. You can have dessert now.
All right. Well, what did we do? We did an hour, right? About an hour.
We've done an hour. Yes. I mean,
let's call it. That's good. Let's call it at 1 hour then. That's pretty good.
Cool. Oh, I'm really glad you were able to make it, and I really enjoyed chatting with you. Actually.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Likewise. Yeah. It's good to ask you some questions and get to know you as well, because I know you always send me the link to your show, and I always feel bad if I can't go and check it out.
Yeah.
And we're about the same age and stuff. So, I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Why the super interest in Japan and the J-vlogging community? What's up with that?
That stems largely from my interest in Japan, which was my interest in Japan was awakened by the 5, 6, 7, 8s. Have you ever heard of the 5, 6, 7, 8s?
Yeah, I know those numbers. The 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
So I'd say it's an all women Japanese rockabilly punk band, who are now about our age. Who are now about our age.
Well, in that case, you go deeper than I do. Yeah.
Okay. I'd heard of Japanese women punk bands before.
Okay.
And
okay.
I thought that was rather a curious phenomenon.
Yes.
Kind of.
There's a lot of really. Okay.
And
yeah.
I mean that piqued my interest, shall I say?
Okay. So then you decided to dive deeper.
Yeah, and then there was a guy, a Mexican YouTuber who lives in Tokyo, who made a video about them. So I subscribed to his channel, and by doing that, YouTube.
Do you remember what's his name? What's his name? Because I think I know him. The buff guy, right?
Mexican. No, not Mexican Samurai. No.
Okay, not him.
Another guy.
I was thinking of him.
No,
somebody else.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so basically, then you dove deeper and went to YouTube.
And that YouTube threw up names, and I thought, I'd like to see what the Japanese countryside looks like. So the first thing that I discovered was Kurt's channel, Softy Papa.
Kurt, yeah, right.
Yeah, and the recommendations based on Softy Papa were this, that, and the other, and so I said, this is all this, Mully and Victor and everybody.
I mean, that's the thing. We were in the early years like a really pretty tight community. There wasn't a lot of us, and we all knew each other. And then it's exploded into this huge thing now, and it's a lot less, knit, and people don't know each other. And there's different factions. Like you got TKO Sam that hates everybody else, and there's that. But that's what happens when a community gets bigger. It breaks off into a.
That's right. Yeah, sort of
that's just the nature of the beast. So I get that. But,
yeah, so that's basically how I got into it, and then I went onto Facebook. I met the other two old dudes via comical radio,
who also have an interest in Japan big time, right? And that was the scope of the show, right?
Yeah, and through them,
get those people to come in as guests or whatever, or to watch the show, right?
Yeah.
And you had, a lot of it was based on Japan.
Yeah,
blogger content stuff, right? Yeah.
Once we'd got sort of one or two JVlog names on to the others. So hey, this is okay, and they came on board, and it just developed like that. It snowballed a bit like that, and obviously then when I went to Japan, I decided it would be nice to meet these people, which I did.
Yeah. Most of us are all right. I said most of us are all right.
Yes, most of you. Yes. Yes, yeah.
I think anybody that goes over to live overseas in another country, and you understand this, you're making a sacrifice, right? And you're accepting of another culture and different people, right?
Yeah.
And you assimilate, or like whatever, inspired by them or something. And I still feel that way about Japan. I still enjoy living here after 20 years. Even though, I can't be like a regular J vlogger and make a video about something cultural that's different, right, from my American culture, because like I've been here so long, right? It's not a big deal anymore. But if you're fresh off the boat, you have much more, insight into, making a video and explaining the differences, right? Where it just doesn't interest me anymore. It's sort of how it is.
Yeah, there's more food.
Okay, so follow up question for you.
Yeah.
Would you ever come to live in Japan, especially since you have that special someone living in Yamanashi? Would you possibly? Is that your kids are really close to moving on, right, and becoming adults themselves?
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility, and it depends entirely on the lady Yamaguchi. I wouldn't come here and then hope that would develop. It would have to develop first for me to go there. So yes, that's a possibility. It's a big jump.
Would you be interested in living in Japan?
Yes, I've been 3 times now.
In your 50s, to start over in a new country where you don't speak the language and everything's foreign, you'd be willing to give that a shot?
As I say, purely on the basis of if anything would developed and in the romantic department. I would not sort of like give everything up and come without that. Let's say.
Right, because you'd have to give up that beautiful TV in the background and these books and this beautiful wooden house and those green chairs. You'd have to give up all that, right?
Yes, it would. Wait a minute.
Can you even see that?
There we go. There, I've given it up. There we go.
Welcome to Japan. Yeah, here, we'll draw in Mount Fuji right there. Yeah, right. Drawing Mount Fuji over there, and here.
Drawing Mount Fuji. Let's try and draw Mount Fuji.
No, just because what I'm trying to say is that as people age, they don't tend to do as many adventurous moves, especially like an overseas move. It's fairly unheard of, like over age 50. People will travel abroad, but to make an actual like move abroad and change your residence is a pretty bold move, right?
Yeah.
But not out of the question for you, right? I respect that a lot.
Oh yeah, do you have another question? I don't know. I was just busy
because I was just thinking, like, for myself. Like I've lived in America, I've lived in Japan for a long time. I'm thinking I still maybe have one more move left in me, an international move. I could always come back to Japan. Yeah, I have enough roots here that I could go away for a couple years and still come back easily. Right, my family's here, and I've got enough other friends that I've organized over the years. But say like Costa Rica really interests me. A place like Indonesia or Fiji or something really interests me. And if I could go live in another country while I'm still healthy, say, and can still surf, right? Because that's what I want to do, is go surf big waves. And if possible, I could make a full-time income out of YouTube, I would definitely be interested in living in another country. Just because I like the unknown. I like the challenge of living in I like freshness in my life. Even though we're the same age, right? More or less, right? Within a year. So Yeah.
So we could next be seeing EricSurf6 in Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica or in maybe Indonesia is a possibility. But there's a big if there. I mean, I still need to maintain income and build a retirement. And I mean, I'm not a full-time YouTuber yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be if I really, like, say, push my Patreon and I don't know, took care of my subscribers better and really tried to build my channel more, which, you know, I could, but I still maintain my day job, right? I teach at university, so, and I like my day.
I mean, that's your main income then, presumably at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, I still need to take care of my boys. See, in Japan, well, I don't know, maybe in America as well too, that if you're a really good father, that you take care of your siblings. No, that's not the word. Your children until they graduate from university. So, you know, if both of my boys want to go through college, then I think that's what I need to do.
Yeah, you've got to wait until
I mean, I don't mind if I, you know, wind up retiring poor, because I mean, there's enough
Costa Rica.
Yeah. If you live in right. That's the other thing, right?
Japan is expensive. Go far on the money that you make there. Yeah.
Exactly. See, so yeah, Indonesia or Costa Rica, Mexico is another one. And I mean, I would go so far as to say that, I mean, I would learn another language like Spanish, right? And then you can live for $1,000 a month, right? Basically. Yeah. A good life, you know, where there's, you know, good health care and stuff. But I don't know, you know, I mean, I'm also very comfortable here in Japan as well, too. Maybe I would retire in a more, say, remote place, like one of the island, like in Okinawa, where I just came from today.
Nice and relaxing there. Yeah.
I mean, right, a little more. I mean, I hate cold weather, so you know, more, you know, warmer climate year round.
Yes, you certainly would not like to retire to Europe.
No, Europe's too cold. Well, even California's good, but Japan's too cold for me in the winter.
I've just got to say, some people have had to go to bed.
There's one other. Go ahead. You got something?
I've got people having to go to bed from the audience. So, Oyasumi Tamashu and goodbye to Tokyo Drew. He's got to do his own streaming.
Oh, Tokyo Drew, you were in the house? I didn't even know. That guy's cool. He's been like commenting on all my videos. I like that.
He wants you to go and have a drink with him at the hub. There we are.
We should. Yeah, and that means that's a reminder to me to go over to his channel and comment on his videos. So, yeah, basically, what were we talking about? Living in a foreign country.
Living in a foreign country and taking it easy.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of expats that do that in countries like the Philippines and Thailand and stuff. Right? And you get yourself a young girlfriend. I mean, I have that already, so I'm not really worried about you know that. But
yeah. She would come and retire with you. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to be by themselves at old age. You know what I mean? Right.
I mean, this is my plan as well. If I was to come to Japan.
So what is the percentage chance that you might come to Japan to live?
I would say 50-50. 50-50.
50. Oh, 50-50. That's pretty good. Okay, audience, let's try to get his answer up to like 70, 80, right? And get him to come over and join the J-Vlog community. Simon belongs with us. I mean, you could easily teach English. I can tell you, your English is first rate, even though you live in Belgium.
Oh yes, I mean that's one of my selling points. Hopefully, my plan is to come over in October, November, depending on my friend in Yamaguchi, and for 3 weeks, and one of those weeks is to trawl around sort of the area she lives in, visiting various establishments that teach English and just sounding it out, really.
Yamaguchi, Ken, that's down in Hiroshima. That's out in the sticks.
It's a bit, yes.
It's a good place to start. Well, you know,
7 hours from Tokyo. I mean, my actress friend said, "Why don't you start in Tokyo?" I mean, but yeah, so Tokyo is expensive. So
Tokyo's a bit overwhelming, though. For me, I mean, I live 1 hour outside of Tokyo, and you know, suburbs, right? But I'm on a beach, so it's pretty comfortable. But I wouldn't want to live in Tokyo. There's just too many people. I don't like being on.
I could
crowded
cope with the people. It's just like the price. And I mean, I think was it John Baum? I don't know whether only in Japan or something. Some guy who's lived there for 25 years, and he does stuff for the NHK and stuff. American guy, and he recently got married, and he's moved to a new apartment in Tokyo, and he pays equivalent to about $1,000 for like 2 rooms. No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, you can get 3 times the real estate if you live out in the sticks somewhere.
Mm. So, I mean, yeah, there's those things to consider as well. Yeah.
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 Well, that's awesome. 50-50. You might move to Japan. Because, I mean, do you have a university degree? You have a 4-year?
I have I've got not university as such, but I've got a degree in fine art. So,
Is it a bachelor's degree?
It's a bachelor's. I got a bachelor's degree.
Oh yeah, then you're good.
Yeah.
Then you can teach English.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, I got hired at a university with just a bachelor's degree. Although you're supposed to have a master's.
That's right.
Right, but you're supposed to. But if they're desperate, they'll hire you, and then once you're hired, then you're grandfathered in, and it's like you won't get fired unless you do some. You just don't get fired, basically. Cool. They keep you forever.
I'm not quite
as long as you show up for work.
Yeah. A Gardo man, yes.
No, I mean that's how it works. Yeah, I know, but basically, I mean, you could get, because you're my age or mature, you could get hired at university level, which, I mean, it's a pretty nice job. We only work 8 months out of the year, and you get paid. What is it called? Prorated. So you're getting paid even when you're not working.
Oh God, that sounds ideal.
so you can have 2-month vacations a year, right? Which is, I mean, it's awesome to have that much free time, right? And more or less, I mean, if you're single, it's full-time income, right? If you're supporting kids, I mean, I have my YouTube stuff that helps me as well too, but if you're not supporting kids, if you're just single, or if you're, married and your wife has an income as well too, then I mean, you can do fine on that income and get 4 months off a year and travel, which is a good life, I think, in your 50s or 60s before you're fully retired. Right. In my university, I mean, mandatory retirement isn't until 70.
Wow.
So, I mean, theoretically, I could still teach till 70. I mean, I would cut down my hours, of course, but I enjoy it. I mean, it's like the kids make me feel young. It's good to be in front of people.
That reminds me. One last question that I didn't. I mean,
bring it.
In relation to you as a teacher, and you with your YouTube and your juggling, when you're teaching with the kids, are you EricSurf6, Eric Berg, or are you Sensei, or are you all three, or are you none of the other? Or do you keep those identities separate?
So who are the three? Eric Berg, which is me, my real name. EricSurf6 is my YouTube personality. And what was the other one?
Sensei, teacher, boss. Sort of like.
I would say I'm Eric Berg and I'm EricSurf6. Sensei, I'm not having any of that.
No, it's kind of like this is you don't play the role.
I don't have to call me Sensei. I don't have strict rules in my classes or anything like that. But I'm myself.
I'm getting tips here. You see.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I entertain them sometimes. I don't like push my YouTube channel at them, but occasionally I like. Certain classes, I'll introduce myself and say, this is my hobby, and I'll show them like one of the Japanese TV specials that I did or something that's all in Japanese. They can understand it. Because I'm like part of the lesson that I do, like there's 28 lessons in a semester in Japan. So at the top of each lesson, I'll do like a little icebreaker because there's all the students coming in late and stuff. They're pretty lazy. So I'll do a trick or a puzzle or a challenge or something it usually relates to one of my past videos, and then I'll challenge the students to do it. And I mean, it's kind of language based. I mean, I'm using English, right? It's content based sort of language learning, but it's an icebreaker. So and it's popular. They like it. It shows my personality as EricSurf6, and a little bit about who I am personally as well too. That's my hobby, and I'm introducing it to them before you crack the textbook open, and
and they all
get into the hardcore stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, basically their attitude is anything is better than the textbook, right? Even if you give them like a printout, check this out. You copy another textbook, and it's in print form. It's like 1 page A4, and you give that to them. That has higher value than the textbook itself that's in color.
Yeah.
And it came from another textbook that you've just chosen, right? I mean, of course, but whatever you've chosen is usually, you're gambling it's going to be a pretty good lesson, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you bother? But that gets better attention than the actual textbook that you're using. So there's some interesting dynamics going on.
Yeah, it's a bit like in Japanese class
at university level.
Yeah, we had a teacher she had maternity leave and was replaced, and the other teacher that replaced her introduced sort of kind of games and stuff to the class, and we'd it was all these like adults going up to the front of the class and doing games and stuff, but it made us more engaged. I thought, again,
absolutely
more preferable to the textbook.
Right, anything like, I mean, any sort of like, some textbooks actually have games. They're like double spread sort of prints, and you print those out and they're in color, and it's like they look at it and it's like, this isn't a textbook, but no, it came exactly from out of that textbook.
Yeah,
but that's not how it's treated, because it's an interactive experience and it's a game. There's a winner, there's a loser. It gets a lot better participation rate. So if you ever come and you teach here, Simon, I mean, I have tons of stuff I can give you that's guaranteed to work, and that will launch your a second, third, fourth, however many careers you've had.
Well, just one. So
I mean, it's not rocket science, TJ. It's human relation.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a very, what's the word? Comfortable guy. Obviously you're a people person, and that's what it takes to run a class.
Yes. Yeah. Got to, how do you manage difficult students?
You don't snap. You don't get angry, because I've interrupted you like 100 times tonight, and you don't get angry at all. You just sit there and you take it, and that's sort of the way a classroom environment works as well too.
Oh, Eddie's now looking for tips on food. He says, Eric, how do you eat so much? Do you ever regret eating all you do sometimes? Seriously.
Well, Ed, it's all a facade. I mean, I'm sorry to report to you that it's mostly a facade. There's like a lot of the stuff in editing. I'm introducing these foods, so you see it on the plate. It's like a full plate of stuff, but then I eat maybe a third or maybe a half if I really like it, and then it goes aside. And then a new plate comes out. It's full, and I'll eat a little bit. But the general image is that since you've actually seen so much volume of food that people believe that I ate that much, but I didn't really. I put it aside. There was a cut or whatever. And you don't really notice the total volume of food. And then my camera person usually eats the rest, or I'll take some home with me in a doggy bag. So I always order way more than I can eat, and that's just what YouTube likes. If I just order one burger and some fries, it's a boring video. I mean, people want to see. I'm not a competitive eater. I mean, honestly, I can't eat tons and tons of food. I mean,
there's Ed. There's Ed. He's been watching your videos and thinking, sort of, I have to do what Eric does. Ed is now like...
No, I don't. Do not. But with honestly, with a little bit of editing, you can make it. As long as you show the full plate, you take a few bites, cut to the next plate.
No, he's been doing that in real life in his own kitchen. This probably is like.
Yeah, I know. Well, honestly, I mean, I have contributed to probably the obeseness of a lot of people, and I don't really feel very good about that.
Yes.
Seriously, I mean, people. I mean, I get a lot of comments about people saying,
on your video.
"Oh, Eric, every time I watch an Eric Mealtime, before I hit play, I get my food and I bring it out, and I eat my food in real time with you."
Oh,
and if it's a 30-minute video,
right, yeah.
they eat way more than they have expected to eat. So honestly, I mean, I'm not really proud of the content that's put out on the Eric Mealtime channel, but if they're entertained by me in some way, then I don't know what I want to say. That how much you eat is up to yourself. You have to claim your own responsibility to some point. Is that fair?
Mean, yeah, you can't. I mean, you don't have to sort of constantly put disclaimers on all your videos.
No, and I mean, in like these big popular like mukbangers that are worse than me, that just put out this huge spread of food. They have a special skill. They can actually consume all of that food. There's a certain amount of the human population that can do that. You know how I'm talking about? You know what a mukbang is?
Well, yeah, I saw the thumbnail for that. It looked immense.
Yeah, well, but I mean, mukbang is this sort of classification of eating videos where you have this tremendous amount of food and it's all displayed on camera in one shot on a table, say, and then you go in one. There's no cuts. You roll camera. It's like a vlog style, and then you eat all of it.
Oh God!
And there are certain people that can do that. There's a Japanese girl. Her name is Kinoshita Yuka.
Yeah. See, how does she put that away? She's so small.
And she actually like computes the amount of calories that are in each meal. Like McDonald's, she'll go to and she'll like eat, whatever, like everything on the menu, and it's like 14,000 calories. And she'll eat she speeds up the footage a little bit, but it's legit. She never cuts away from anything, and she has the gift or curse, whatever you want to call it. She can just down huge amounts of food. You're called a competitive eater if you can do that. Like there's these competitions around the world, like the hot dog one, the Nathan's hot dog, and these guys will eat like 60, 70 hot dogs. Can you imagine?
Oh no.
Jeez, I mean, it's such a horrible food.
One burger.
Yeah, right. But there's people that have that talent. They're called competitive eaters. And I mean, what I want to say is I am not that type of person, but I make my videos look like that because I order the amount of food that 4 or 5 people might eat, because that makes for a better video experience. Seeing more varieties of food on the plate. But do I eat all that? No. Ed, does that answer your question?
Eddie's now sort of like seriously thinning out his fridge.
He's like, Eric, you disappoint me. I'm unsubscribing.
Oh dear.
No, but honestly, like you asked me the question, I don't know, 8 questions ago, and it was, do you enjoy your tricks and puzzles videos? What was the exact wording?
Yeah, because your food videos are considerably longer, and you explain and compared to the adventures in Japan.
Right. So yeah, I mean, the question was presented as like length of video, but to expand on that a little bit, I find more value in the tricks and puzzles, because people can actually use the tricks and puzzles if they learn them, they practice them. To do them on their friends, and then it's an expanding sort of thing, right? A lot of stuff that I'm doing, the tricks and puzzles, are like old school stuff that if they don't watch it now, it might die. There might not be somebody after me that carries it on, right? Possibly. I mean, there probably will be, maybe somebody, but I don't know, that just has more value to me than just somebody just sitting and eating food. I mean, that to me is, what's the entertainment value in that? Anybody can do that, because all of us humans, we eat, right? So I sort of feel, I don't know, guilty, or that I'm not providing enough entertainment. But that being said, I've gathered an audience with that sort of content, so I feel like I have to continue it.
And it's also quite tasty while you're doing it. Like, I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's such easy videos to make because we have to eat, right? So why not do the video while we eat, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Your food videos teach how to do a restaurant in Japan, a source of great anxiety for Ed. Yeah, I can agree with Ed there. I was in Kyoto, and I chickened out of going into a restaurant and just went to a 7-Eleven and got a meal and ate by the river.
Right. Yeah. So I have restarted the tricks and puzzles as of like 2018, right? So we're 5 months in. And so far, I haven't got a lot of traction. They're not that popular yet, but I'm going to keep them going until the end of 2018. And if it hasn't gathered like a good audience by, for like 1 year, that's 52 videos, because I'm doing one a week, then I'll switch to something else. I'll do some other kind of content for 2019. And until I can discover another type of content that like gathers an audience, I'll keep doing the Eric Mealtimes, right? Because they're easy to make. But my goal for the future, like of the EricSurf6 channel, is to have another series that is completely like separate of the meal times and the tricks and puzzles, like something else. I'm not sure what it is.
Separate channel, yeah, sort of, yeah.
No, I'll keep it on the same channel, but just different content, right?
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do. And I think if you work hard enough at it, that you can gather a new audience. So that's the goal, even at over 50, to be navigating YouTube and trying to like find a new audience. I don't know, maybe it's a lost cause, but
I mean, yeah. With regard to that, one more question. You tweeted recently. I've been doing my research, You tweeted.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I like that about you.
You tweeted
your research.
Is anybody interested in doing collab videos? Hit me up on Gmail, blah, blah, blah. Have you had any response? And will there be collab videos appearing soon?
Well, here we are doing it right now, man. I mean, we made it happen. I think, YouTube should be all about collabs. And I want to do more and more. And it doesn't matter, bigger, smaller YouTubers. I mean, bigger is better, but it doesn't matter, It's about like introducing people, getting together. It's we're like forming relationships and bonds and stuff. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Right. I'm feeling it right here tonight with you, man. I've never met you before, but now that we're one-on-one, I mean, I've been on your show before, but just as a sidekick or as a guest.
Yeah, and I was wearing a funny hat. You were wearing a funny hat and sunglasses, and
I mean, this is huge, just being the two of us, right?
Yeah.
You actually like make real connections with people. So I want to do more of it, for sure. And if it helps. If it helps a smaller YouTuber, to like get their channel going more, somebody that's motivated, that makes a lot of videos, I think that's great. And vice versa. If it's somebody that's, that's bigger than me, that introduces me to their audience, then I gain from it. But basically, I mean, it all boils down to people and personalities, and sharing your content. I mean, the hardest thing on YouTube today is getting yourself out there. Right? Would you agree? I mean,
because there's so many now, it's getting yourself, noticed.
So I'm going to make a proposition to you, Simon. If you do a good job in editing this and cutting out all of my drinking bad habits and
eating now, have I? All right. Okay.
Yeah, if you do a really good job, like you did on that preview video.
Yeah, actually, I have to condense this down to 2 minutes.
You did a really good job on that preview. If you like jazz this up, you make like intros are important. Like you do a 30-second, like really like good intro, getting people all excited and stuff. Then I'm going to promote that on my social media because it makes me look good. Right?
Okay.
For sure. Or I might even like
highlight video of the show. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be pompous or anything, but but I need this kind of content for my channel because there's a lot of people that have no idea who I am as a person because they've just subscribed within the last couple months or 6 months. They don't know who I am. Whereas this and all your questions and stuff in this what do you call it? A Google Hangout, like tells who I am as a person. And that those are the subscribers that you want, is people that know who you are and hopefully will stay with you. Right.
All right. Well, That's my job for the week. Sorted. Then,
no pressure. No pressure.
No, because this will upload as is automatically.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But what I can do is then download it and do as you say. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I never thought of doing it like that. I mean, usually I do the adverts, obviously without having this kind of content, and then just having to sort of come up with stuff.
Well, whichever. I mean, I'm comfortable with it just the way it is. I mean, you know, on YouTube, the longer that you're on YouTube, like the thicker skin that you have, and the less, you know, concerned you are about your mistakes, right? I mean, I know I slur my speech once in a while, but that's who I am, right?
I'm
getting a telephone call. We need this phone call. You got to answer this. Yamaguchi girl.
This is my son. Excuse me. Hello, yeah.
Okay, this could be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought you said 4 o'clock, but yeah, I can come and get you. No problem. Your mum said 4 hours because she got to take the washing down. All right. Okay. Well, I shall be coming shortly then. Yeah. Okay. Right. See you later. Anyway, a bit of domestic there for you. I have to go and get my son.
See, that was precious. That was precious. You keep that in the video right there.
I shall. Yes.
That's the beauty of a hangout. I think is that it's real.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxed. I mean, this is you know, Simon's living room, quite relaxed and just.
It doesn't need to be edited, and you're not used. I mean, that's the way that you roll.
Well, it's about 2 hours long, so I may have to. You know, your audience will want to sit through a 2 hour long video, but I don't know. Anyway,
well, you know, surprisingly, some of them will. You know, and I mean, I have like some playlists. Like, there's one playlist I have on my channel. It's called EricSurf6 on other channels, and I would put this as an interview, right? Because I don't do enough.
Right, yeah, the 3 Old Dudes one's on that one as well. Yeah,
yeah, because I don't do enough of like the Ask EricSurf6 series. Like, people ask for that a lot.
Yeah, this could be like a mega Ask EricSurf6.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Once in a while, I'll do one, but I don't know. It's not my style. I want to provide content that people can use. I don't want to talk about myself, but obviously, if it's an interview, then you know I need to answer the questions and talk about myself, right? It's different. But if it's me by myself, or whatever, I'm using, you know, I'm going through the comment sections of a video that I asked people to ask questions. It's warranted, but it's just not my style. I'd rather do stuff that, you know, that people can either gain some entertainment value or they can learn something or whatever. It's newsworthy.
It brings something more than it's not just fluff.
There's 3 things on YouTube. Maybe you can help me out with this. 3 types of content that do really well on YouTube. You can inform, you can educate, and you can
be a cat. You can have cats.
You can inform, you can educate, and you can I forget what it is. And I preached this before and I forgot it. But whatever. I mean, basically, people need to get something out of what you're providing. There needs to be some sort of value. And then if you're providing that sort of content, then your channel will take off.
Oh, well, hopefully this will fall into one of those categories. But I seriously, I do have to actually go.
Well, now. I mean, if nothing else, at least we got to hang out and get to know each other a little bit.
Yes. I mean, you know, we'll be able to, you know, I shall send you my over social media details. And
I learned a lot about like Belgium beer tonight. I mean, right?
Well, yeah. This is
even though you didn't drink as much as I did.
No, you've gone through that 6-pack already.
There's a couple left.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is my tomorrow is my last day of holidays.
Oh, it's Golden Week.
Today.
Yeah,
it's Golden Week. In my university, it's the first time that they've given us a whole week off.
Wow.
So in the past, there's always been like 1 or 2 days that we had to go into work, right? But what they did this year is they extended classes from 90 minutes to 100 minutes. So thus we can actually make up the time and get the whole Golden Week, and we get an extra week of spring holidays, an extra week of summer holidays. And actually it's hard to teach a 100-minute class,
Mm.
but in the end, I mean, we all realize we get more vacation, so everybody's happy.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Good.
Come to Japan. Come to Japan. Should we wind this thing up?
We shall wind this thing up because I need to go pee. And
yeah, you got to go pee the sun, right? Yeah.
Okay, Eric. Well, thank you for joining me, and I shall have a go at trying to sort of trim this up, and I'll be in touch. And thank you, audience.
Send me the link once it's up, and yeah, I would love to. I want to present it to my followers for sure.
Cool.
I think.
Yeah. Good, and yeah, they can all sort of learn English from me.
Yeah. Hopefully, I wasn't too much of a nuisance tonight, and I apologize if I was.
Not at all. Not at all.
And let me commend you on your questions tonight. I thought they were all good questions, and none of them got too overly personal. They were, but they cut to the chase. They were good questions.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you, Eric. Enjoy the remainder of your evening.
All right.
And thank you, audience, for joining us. Next week, the show will be on Thursday, not Saturday, Thursday. And the guest will be the irrepressible Tomoko Des. And she'll be joining us on a Thursday at 9 o'clock Japan Standard Time. So I've got to get my skates on and get the advert for that made as well. Okay.
Did you just say you got Tomoko Des on your channel? Is that Tomoko channel?
Not Tomoko. Yeah, Tomoko. Yeah, from Nagoya.
Oh wow!
This is a friend of mine. So I mean, that's what.
I'll definitely come join you for that. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Yeah,
I'll definitely come join you for that one.
Yeah, cool. That'd be nice.
So okay. Did you say Thursday instead of Saturday?
Yeah, Thursday, because that was because she's doing yoga all week basically. So so she said Thursday. So Thursday, okay. we will be doing yoga on the show.
Okay. Okay. So will this interview be held in Japanese or English then?
Oh no, English. I mean, my Japanese is so much.
Okay.
So, okay.
I just thought I'd ask. Okay, great.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Send me the link to that. Send me the link to that, Joe. Remind me, because
I shall indeed. Yes, I shall spam you as I always do. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Simon. It's been a pleasure chatting with you this evening, and I hope to meet you in person someday.
You too, Eric. You too. Okay.
And carry on with your show.
Thanks, Eric. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Woohoo!